Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? I just saw Sharknado 5 Global Swarming on Syfy Channel. It just premiered, right? And it's a continuation with the Sharknado story. It's really great. It started out, they're in England, and they're talking to the Prime Minister, played by Chris Kattan. Well, it starts out, first of all, they do like a thing, they do like a Raiders of the Lost Ark thing with Nova checking out something in Stonehenge. And she checks out this thing, and then they go to England, right? And Finn Shepard and Tara Reid's there, and with their kid. And they go and they talk about, they're doing a thing like a G8 thing about global, and then they talk about, Chris Kattan was saying to the kid, he says, there's things that we do in Britain to help protect against sharks. And he presses this thing, and they go in and they do like there's a James Bond thing right there. And then at that time, Finn Shepard gets called back. Nova calls him to join him at Stonehenge. And they do like a Raiders of the Lost Ark thing. They said like there's like a stone god. And they've been doing like, there's been Sharknadoes throughout history. And there's an artifact they have to get, and they take it out like they do with, how you doing that art where they have like the thing they have to counterbalance and stuff like that. It's like a big shark fin with like a jewel in the middle or something like that. And they do it, and they show like a bunch of little sharks coming up, and a bunch of the CGI is really horribly bad. But I mean, you're pretty much used to that by now if you watch the Sharknado movies. And sometimes they don't really get it looks right, you know. And I mean, they're doing it too. And then you show the stuff in England, and they have Clay Aiken. They do like a James Bond thing. Clay Aiken plays like the Q character, and he was showing all this stuff, like the shark fin helmet that could protect you if you're in a Sharknado, and there's a bunch of other crazy stuff in it. And he eventually gets sucked up into a Sharknado. The kid did. And basically it's up to Finn Shepard and Tara Reid to rescue him. But there's a bunch of really crazy stuff in there. I mean, the movie's all over the place, I'm not going to lie. There's a scene with a helicopter, and Tara Reid's holding on to it, going, ah! Because she has superpowers now. She's like Bionic, and she can fly and stuff. And then she goes, ah, hold on. And then she throws the helicopter. It's like, oh my God. And there's some other crazy stuff in there. When they're in a thing for the G8 Summit, Nicole Nichols is in there. And she says that Finn Shepard's been places where man's never gone. I don't know, what's that? He's boldly gone where man's never gone before, like the quote from Star Trek, right? It was really cool. People are saying she was the best cameo in the movie. And then they had like, he goes to the Queen of England. He ends up being riding on a shark, trying to beam up the shark, riding on the shark, Finn Shepard. And he meets the Queen of England for a second. It's played by Charo. If you remember her from the 70s. I didn't get all the cameos in the movie. Let me see if I was right about that one. Chris Kattan. Margaret Cho. I'll tell you the ones that they say were cameos in there. Cheryl, Queen of England, Chris Kattan, British Prime Minister. Fabio played the Pope. That was really funny. And when you see him, Finn Shepard kissed his ring and said, "Forgive me, Father, for I am Finn," which was really funny. Al Roker, Margaret Cho, Kathleen Gifford, Hoda Copt, Portia Williams, Brett Michaels, Downtown Julie Brown. I don't remember her in there. Samantha Fox, Gilbert Godfrey, Dan Folger, Clay Aiken. Like I said, Tony Hawk was in there, and he was skateboarding in the Sydney Opera House, which is pretty funny, up the Sydney Opera House. A couple of people I never heard of before, Jenna Sims, Kate Garraway, Caddy Price. They might have some people from other TV shows. They had one wrestler who played Jim Morrison, I believe. I believe that's who. I haven't seen him in a while. He was in that. And like I said, I'm getting all over the place because so much stuff happened in it. But basically, their son gets whisked up into a Sharknado because Nova couldn't hold on to him. And basically what they do is they just chase him throughout the whole movie from Sharknado. And every time they go in one, they end up getting, it's like a portal, and they end up getting put to a different place. Like they go to like Brazil, Australia, Japan, And then there's like this one person related to Nova was in the ship, and there's like something with toxic waste, and the sharks become a big mass of toxic waste, and they go to Japan. It's supposed to be like a Godzilla, but they don't really do anything with that. It looked like it'd been a cool idea. They don't really do that much with anything in this film. Because usually the movies are more a little exciting and a little more fun. But, I mean, the weird thing with this one is something's always happening in the movie. It's not boring at all. I mean, the craziest thing is some of the cameos. It's not really as much exciting. I don't think they really broke a lot of new ground in this one. They always did in the third and fourth one. And the second one's still the best one. And in this one, I don't think they did enough. I mean, they just didn't break enough. They just were going back and forth between, and then it ended up being a little bit of a bummer in one or two parts. I'm not giving anything away though, but it's still entertaining though. I don't know what they're gonna do with part 6, because there's gonna be a part 6. But I think some people will be disappointed with this one though. There's a bunch of movie references. They have a thing at the beginning where she was in that one cave, that one girl Nova, and she folded up a map. She said, "Thank you, Mad Magazine." That was really good. Olivia Newton-John was in there, and there was a part where she was putting Tara Reid back together after she got bitten in half by sharks, and she said, "Make sure not to get too physical." You know, there's lines like that in the movie, which are pretty entertaining. Well, no, I think people will be disappointed. It just didn't break any new ground, because it always seemed like they were trying to do something different, up the ante somewhat. I mean, right at the very ending, it was really different. I'm curious to see how parts. I don't want to give anything away though. That was kind of neat, but I mean, I don't know what they're going to do with the series now. I think some people are going to be really disappointed with this one. It's never boring though, because I know in part 3 they were in filming in Universal Studios. Because I know Ian Cate was talking about the scene of filming there. And there were scenes where they're just walking around talking and waiting for something to happen. There's never something like that here. There's always something going on. But it seems like it's not as much fun or as exciting as the other ones were. They had the girl from Dance Moms was on there too. They have a list of celebrities. It's not complete though. Right there. As far as the movie's concerned, it's okay. I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. I think it's the least. As far as the sequels go, I think it's that's not the worst. I mean, I don't think it's as good as the other ones. The very first one came out, it became like a weird hit because it came out on a Wednesday. I remember seeing it on the news Thursday, and he said no fanfare whatsoever. And then it was like they showed it the next day, and I said I gotta see this thing, the original Sharknado. I did a review for it, and then it was a big phenomenon. Then when the second one came about, it was a big hit. But the weird thing was, well, it was a hit. It was very successful. People wanted to see it when the second came out. A lot of hype on this one, on that one, and then with third, fourth one, and this one too. The weird thing though is I remember I did a video about the date that Sharknado 2 is going to be released, and I said I promise I'm going to do a video after it premiered like I did with Ghost Shark, but I was working stupid second shift. So I wasn't able to do that because work interferes with everything on this channel. So I wasn't able to do that. And then I was glad I was able to see it with my dad, but I didn't see that till like a month or so after. Because it was tough seeing it. I ended up seeing it on Sunday night. And my dad and I really enjoyed it. I really like what they did with the second one. The third and fourth ones are really good. They tried to up the ante and tried to do something different. And this one, they kind of like did stuff about ancient history. I mean, the biggest really different thing was the toxic waste and the sharks in it. But it seemed like they didn't have enough money to really fulfill that and make it well. Or it didn't really, I don't know, pan out or something like that. I don't know. But I give this one a 7.5 out of 10. I did enjoy it, but I think a lot of people might be disappointed by this one. So, well, let me go see something real quick. I know Dion Staples isn't a fan. He said that, yeah, everyone who watches that Syfy Channel Here, he says, guy. But I said, someone's okay. Take a look off that. But I liked the movie. I thought it was fantastic. Well, I thought the other ones were fantastic. Well, I'm getting all confused. I think this one's okay. Decent. I don't think it's fantastic. I mean, I think Mississippi River Sharks. Check that if you have a chance. Check that one out. My review for that's coming out in a couple of days. But as far as Sharknado 5, I think some people will be disappointed with it because it didn't break no real ground. Like the goofiest stuff was just the cameos from the celebrities and stuff. So I hope you like this video, and I'm going to post it right now and hopefully put it on Twitter because it's trending right now. So until next time, bye please. Take care, my Legion.